Okay, so if you want to kind of introduce yourself and tell me what your company does and the name of it.
Okay, I'm Niall O. hOisín. This company is called Noho. We're mainly a video and computer graphics company, and we work mainly in the heritage sector, creating interactive and animated and material for different clients within the heritage sector, so museums, heritage centres. We also do websites and apps, mobile apps, and a lot of animated material.
Can you describe a working week for yourself and your staff here?
So this week I have been working on just doing up some sketches for a visualization for the National Gallery on Vermeer for a website. So just trying to work out how we would visualize connecting artists, 17th century Dutch artists together, and how we would visualize that for a website. So that has just been me sketching away in a book. I've also been editing some material for Dublinia for a website on medieval Dublin, so we're launching that in the next month. I have been dealing with some of the animators in Clemens has been working on creating the feudal, or visualizing the feudal system, Norman feudal system in Ireland for someone in secondary school, so to make it kind of interesting for them. And Breffney has been writing some scripts for the same project, writing a script for an archaeologist who's working on a dig and explaining what they do, and a historian who is in a library explaining what they do, mainly primary and secondary sources, etc. And we've also been working on our VR project of the Abbey Theatre, just working away on that, and we doing some visualizations for that, and also creating a real-time environment.
Typically, what technologies would you use here?
We're very heavy on 3D here. We're all 3D animators, or most of us are. So now it's really exciting with Unity and software like that has opened up the whole real-time environment for us, and then also the new platforms that have come out, like Oculus and Vive, has really kind of opened up a whole area for us, so that we can go back to our nice models of Viking houses and castles and all this, and now kind of they've a whole new lease of life in this new world. So that's really exciting. That's the most exciting thing. And I tried out Google Earth on Vive yesterday, and it blew my mind again. So.
What was your experience of technology when you were in school?
When I was in school,
yeah.
I'm pretty old now, so Frogger. I
Third level even, or?
In third level, I was like there was no like computer graphics. When I left, I studied history, and then I was looking for something to do in the creative area, so I was looking at product design. But then actually my dad said there's this thing called computer animation which you should get involved in. It's suited to you because you like architecture and stuff like that. So that's what I did, and my first project actually was that I did myself at home, was building Kildare in the 7th century, because that was one of my theses in school. So, and then I went in and did commercials and TV stuff for years, but it's kind of funny that was the first thing that I thought of to do with this new technology. But the yeah, I mean, when there was no technology really when we were, well, there was no computers really.
So how, what was it like for you learning animation then?
When I did a 2-year course in computer graphics in Ballyfermot, so Ballyfermot were great on teaching animation, So they had good life drawing classes, and they had really good photography. The computer side of thing was so new that it's very hard to teach when something is that new. Like now, there's obviously it's taught really well, but at that stage, no one had a rush with what they were doing. So I was very lucky in that my dad was in academia and was researching into computer stuff, so I was able to use his gear, and that's how I kind of learned a lot of the stuff, because in there they had Amigas, which were pretty slow, when PCs then were sort of taking over, and they were just getting better and better every few months. So but the good thing was the grounding in kind of life drawing and photography and stuff like that I hadn't got in my humanities degree. So
we're looking into gamification in terms of learning, so kind of introducing more technology into schools to kind of, instead of learning off reams of material straight from a book, they might learn and gain something better from actually handheld technology and things like that. Do you think that should be a way to go?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I have kids who are, one's 10 and one's 14, and just watching them try to learn stuff. Of course, they never look at anything that I've done, but I see them looking at stuff that's similar and learning from that. Absolutely, it's some people are fine learning from text, and that's fine, but some other people, like for example myself, I will always learn from visual and experience rather than just from textbooks. You obviously don't want a class full of guys with headsets on and they're just messing, but the stuff we're doing for Medieval Dublin on the website, so we have like a primary school section, and then we're now doing the secondary school section, and we're kind of upcycling and recycling stuff that we've done over the last 10 years, and that is sort of interactive, and it's all the teachers are really like it, because it's going directly into the curriculum, like just dealing with issues in the curriculum directly, because teachers don't have any time to do anything other than the curriculum. So hopefully it's helping kids, and I hear my friends' kids are all using it in school and all that, which is great to hear. So
there was a worry that as well as introducing gamification, that it would be to kind of show the teachers themselves how to use it, so they could show the children, so it would have to be user friendly, and teachers would want to kind of be able to use it and show the children as well.
Yeah, I remember when our first Medieval Dublin DVD came out, going into primary school when our kids were very young, and I won't name names, but he couldn't actually operate his own laptop. He didn't have a clue how it worked. So, and I'm sure that happens a lot, but that was he was quite old, and so he wouldn't be used to that. So nowadays the kids, like the teachers, are a lot younger than I am, and probably a lot more handy at technology than I am as well. Also, just the tablets and stuff are getting more and more, and they just naturally have to be very user friendly anyway. So once you have an app, it has to work straight up.
Do you think, like in terms of coding and programming and things, do you think they should be introduced at a certain age, so that once you come into third level, it's not a total mystery?
Yeah.
I think there's a time and a place for that kind of programming as well.
Yeah, I'm not one of those people that think that kids should be able to, send a rocket to the moon before they leave school. I've been in Coder Dojo classes and stuff. I think that's great, but it's not for every kid. So as long as they've an open mind to everything. but it sometimes, as a parent, it's sometimes easier to, if you see your kid playing FIFA for 9 hours solid, you go do some study, that it's much easier for them to go over to Duolingo and do Irish on Duolingo for 20 minutes than it is to get them to sit down and actually read a book. As a lazy parent, that's the quickest way of getting them to do something worthwhile. But hopefully, you know, with the games, they could, as the sort of education games get better, there'll be more things like that they could do that would be relevant to their course that they're studying. Definitely in third level, I would have loved to have done all the courses that I did again with all this technology available. It's just, I'm very jealous of people going through college now. It just would have opened up so much. I just would have been a lot more engaged, I think. Yeah.
And as a parent, watching your children go through the Irish school system, do you think at the present time could there be something done to kind of implement that technology in schools right now, that instead of just carrying heavy books around constantly?
Yeah, there's always a Wi-Fi problem with the schools, like an internet problem, and obviously with that comes access and all that kind of stuff, and you know, particularly when they get into teenagers, you know, God knows what they'll be doing on if they have web access in there. And they'd also be running rings around the teachers technically, you know. Yeah. So it's quite a hard thing, but I think when they are online, it needs to be a good connection, and that's the sort of that's what happens actually, not only in schools but in museums as well. We do a lot of installs in places, and the web access is always terrible.
Well, the web access in Ireland in general. Web access in Ireland is.
No, this is actually across Europe. It's just, you know, in the museum you have big thick walls, and they don't have a history of technology there, so it's never that good. But yeah, in schools, definitely if they had not better equipment, but a little bit of training, good web access, and then if there's good products for them to look at that are the whole thing is the curriculum thing. You know, if it's not, we found with our first medieval stuff, it wasn't directly, it was kind of dancing around the curriculum. But now with this new website, it's like bang on what they're learning in their books, so the teachers can go, oh thank God, you know,
bit of relief.
Yeah, because they're stuck for time. So yeah,
that's great. I think that's everything.
Is it great? Okay,
thanks a million.
Hope it didn't